Hey everybody, welcome back. And this is where we're going to go through some bonus information. Let's talk about tax professionals and what they do, how they can help you. Well, number one, no matter how much you and I know, they know more than we do. That's why they are professionals. The CPA exam is one of the hardest exams out there. If you looked at the percentage of people that, make it on their first try, it's not a high percentage. It's that difficult. So if they got a CPA, they're really, pretty knowledgeable at that point, or they can take tests well. But understand that CPA needs to match up with you properly. You need to find, if it's a big firm, small firm, whatever, you want highly personalized attention, you want to pay a little bit more, pay a little bit less, whatever. There's a lot of decisions that you need to make on finding that. But the most important thing is that they're really good. And I promise you, I consult with them every time we do anything, every time that taxes due. When I buy properties, when I sell properties, it's something that they should be involved with you at all times. And the thing about them is you need to do a yearly review with them. That's extremely important. Where are we in this situation? In every aspect of it. And they're going to tell you some important stuff. And they're going to look at your expenses and things that you do, in the course of that year and say, I think you're paying a little bit too much for this. This is really affecting your bottom line. They can help you in every aspect of what you do. This is an important thing, guys. This is a lot of money that you're putting out. Make sure you have a tax professional that understands you, that you communicate well with, and have a yearly review done. Now, the other thing is they're going to deal with these real estate deductions. They know all of this stuff. It's taught to them. It's a part of their training. So they know about the depreciation schedule on the improvements. They know about repairs. They know about improvements that need to be added to the schedule. They can look at travel and see what is or is not deductible, or anything else that you might do that might be deductible. And so you need to consult with them on this, because you want to maximize your dollars. You want to minimize your taxes. That is what they're there for. They're going to tell you if you cross the line on anything. The one thing that they don't want is for you to be audited, because guess what? Us normal folk, we're the ones that get audited, because it doesn't require a bank of lawyers, 10 or 12 lawyers to take care of it. So they're going to say, yeah, I think you've done too much here. I want to make sure that it's acceptable to the IRS. That's what they do. They keep you out of trouble too. So that's very important. You want to file it efficiently, okay? And the thing is, we use QuickBooks. Now, you may use a different program of some kind, but the most important thing is, in dealing with a tax professional, number one, you need to make sure that when an expense comes in, or profit, whatever it happens to be, that it's recorded in your system, immediately, because you don't want to go, oh, wow, a week ago, I thought I had something and now I'm going to have to go find it. And that's just a lot of time, that you have to do. So make sure that in terms of how you get information, how you file taxes efficiently, you want to make sure that that's entered immediately. And then the thing that we did with this last CPA, which we've had for quite a while, is you can put categories of things in QuickBooks in terms of expenses. Here's the thing. You want to save some money with a CPA, make sure that you're synced with them. So talk about your expenses. Oh, this goes into there. And then what you can do is categorize it. You're synced in with your CPA. He doesn't have to do interpretation for an hour or 2 hours of extra time, which is, by the way, charged to you. And so that way you do things very efficiently in terms of having all the information and doing less work that he has to do. It saves you money, all right? And he'll be much happier, because he's got to get on to the next client. He doesn't want to do that extra work either. All right. The other thing is, we talked a little bit about taking title, but there are limited liability corporations and trust. Now, there was a time on a Fannie Mae loan when they said you can't put it into a trust. Now, if you do a Fannie Mae loan, you're going, or if you buy multifamily with an FHA or VA, you've got to take it as an individual, okay? That's extremely important. You can't take it as an LLC or a trust. And so now, what Fannie Mae has done recently is said, After you close, we got your personal guarantee. You want to put it into one or both, and you can do something where a trust owns the LLCs. And again, we're going to talk about consulting, with attorneys or CPAs or whoever you need. Do not consult with me or any other realtor because we can't give you that kind of advice. So what can happen if you want to put it immediately into one of these types of documents, it can be done back to back. In other words, those closing documents with you as an individual, you send the LLC documents or the trust documents to the closing company, the title company, and what they're going to do is they're going to file it back to back. So by the time it hits the courthouse records, it's in the LLC and trust. Now, they're going to tell you, a professional, about the extra protections that you get, all right? And that's something you should discuss with them. I've been in seminars where some people say, do an LLC, don't do a trust. I'll see another seminar where somebody says, do a trust, don't do an LLC. They're both good. We use them both. Consult with your professional about this. So, personalized advice. Paid experts like CPAs, attorneys, investment advisors like myself, we work for you. That's our job, to give you the best information possible, to make sure that you understand what you're doing, what possible liabilities may be out there. You're going to tell them, here's what I want, here's the way I want to do it. As long as someone like me or your attorney or your CPA meets those guidelines and does it right, you stick with them. I just had a situation where the CPA firm that I was with split, and the person that we were dealing with left. We left to go with him. We trust that one individual. He was the person we wanted to deal with. So we went ahead and changed. Sometimes this happens. Make sure they're compatible with you, they're right with you. But if something like that happens, you're going to have to make a decision to stay with that same company or go with the guy that left. That's a decision for you to make, but sometimes you're going to have to make a change. Now, the next thing is going into the unique deductions and benefits. I'm going to do that in a separate module. I don't want this to go too long on the bonus content. So that's our next one. We're going to go into it, so stay tuned.